All right, and I call to order this August 13th, 2024 meeting of the Charter Review Commission. And myself, Dave Barker, is here. Hetty Smith,
Present.
Nadine,
Present.
Lori,
Here.
Dwayne,
Here.
and Nancy and Marina are absent. Okay. Tonight, we are holding a public hearing for questions and comments from the public on this final draft that we have before us. And so I guess I'll call the public hearing into effect, and we can start with whoever wants to take her home and give us your...
It's the ordinance that needs to speak on this. We're here to present it, but it's
Right, the
their
audience.
public hearing, so if there's any questions, and I think you got some, so.
Yes.
My name is Bridget McCallum. I live in Waterboro, and I will start again. My name is still Bridget McCallum, and now I may be coming through to Kirsten on the other end, and whoever else may be watching this at some point. I'm an active member of the Waterboro Community Garden and the Library Board of Trustees. And I have a question about mission statements under section 607, boards and committees. So I have a sort of general question and then a specific one. What seems to be included in this charter are those boards that have business that has to do with the operation of the town. And except that the transfer station committee would be if it were in existence. That's not listed, and the other committees are not listed, and I was just wondering how that was decided. I don't have an issue with it, but I'm curious as to how that change came about and what it's meant to convey.
Okay, what we decided on doing is we put in here only the boards and committees that are required by state law. And all other committees, the town council, select board has the opportunity to create or disband a committee at their whim. If it's needed, they could create a committee.
Okay.
Because if we have it in the charter, then they would be obligated to have that committee.
Okay.
And as a lot of us all know, we have a hard time filling a lot of these committees. And we have some committees now that are no longer valid. They don't need them. Road review, for example, road review is now covered under the Department of Public Works. So the road review, if we had it in here, we'd still have to hold and have that committee.
Okay.
So that's why we've taken a lot of these committees out and only placed in the ones that are required by state law.
Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think he covered it mostly.
You have something else to say about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, some of these committees could be a yearly committee, not 5 years or 3 years or whatever, if needed. The councilman could appoint a 3, 5, or a 7-member board to take care of a project in town, but it hasn't got to continue after the project is done or something like that.
Thank you. So my more specific question is the part at the end where it says mission statements for each board or committee shall be prepared by the town manager and approved by the town council. Now, in my experience in the past, as the Library Board of Trustees in particular, where we did bylaws, we created the bylaws, we submitted them to the select board, and we had lots of discussions, and then we refined them until they were approved by the board. With the community garden right now, we have a very short mission statement. It has two main goals that we have. And I wonder why it would be required that someone who is the town councilor would be preparing a mission statement, required to prepare the statement for committees, which are pretty specialized in some cases. They're not under state mandate or even local ordinance. So I'm a little troubled by that statement requiring, it seems like if it's the charter, that we would have to wait for the town manager to create our mission statement.
Right.
So it doesn't make any sense to me, frankly. And it hasn't been in the past, because I remember arguing with Dennis about, what was going to fit in the bylaws for the library, what would fit with the legal constraints. And Dwayne, you were going to?
I think that's something to do with the legal end of it there, but we'll take the library. But the library committee would come up with the mission statement, so the garden club would come up and take it to the town manager, and the manager would bring it to the council people.
That
Right.
makes sense to me, but
I
that's
mean,
not
this
what it
is-
says.
Right.
That's not what it says, and this is the
Right.
charter.
Uh,
This is our charter, so
Right.
That's,
But I know you mentioned bylaws.
yes,
Um,
which is a little different from mission
It's
statement.
different, because I know the planning board, for example,
Yeah.
comes up with their own bylaws, but the mission statement was provided by the select board and the town manager.
I believe it's
Well,
a
if-
way for the town council, town manager to give direction to the committees, to say, this is what your objective is, as opposed to it leaving it open to interpretation for the members.
I heartily disagree with this wording, because the town councilor doesn't know if the library is going to be guided by something, it should be the state library standards, and so long as they fit within the legal constraints of the town. And the garden people know a lot better what the mission statement is than the town. And I don't know about other committees, so I can only speak for the ones that I have experience with.
Right. Yeah, that.
I think this prepared by, I have concern with, because it's as though it starts there, rather than the way it's been, which is, it's presented to the select board or the town council, who
So-
has the right then to say, this is not acceptable, or we want you to change it this way, but
So you're saying, say it shall be reviewed by the town manager. So like if you.
well, I
do
think
it-
the way we did the library will be prepared in conjunction with, or something like that, so that it's a collaboration. I guess I want to see the committee people being initiators or at least partners in the creation of it.
Is it your understanding that it's different than what's written here?
Well, that's how it's been. I don't remember what the charter was, but that's how, in fact, we
Well,
have
the
proceeded.
only thing that we changed in the charter in that specific paragraph was the.
Right, okay, because it's not in red.
Right.
right.
Then I would say that we need to do it differently from how it's been done. Thank you. You got me. But that's not how it's been in practice. I guess
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
So you've been working in conjunction with, or
Collaboration
in
with.
collaboration with
Yeah.
the select board on your particular mission statement.
Those particular ones, the library and the community garden, that's all I can speak for. I was on
Okay.
the transfer station committee, but I don't even know if we had a mission statement. I can't remember.
We promise to
think-
take out your trash.
Yeah.
Right,
There you
right.
go.
We'll take
No.
care of the trash, right?
No, I just
No,
wanted to be clear that that's the only
That's-
things that changed are the changes in
Okay.
red. The rest
Yes.
of the paragraph was what was there prior.
Thank you.
For the last 10. or
I
whatever.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So I guess prepared in conjunction with, how's that? Statements of board committee shall be prepared in conjunction with the town manager and approved by the town council. Something of that sort is what I would request, that be considered.
that for after.
And we'll put that in our discussion afterwards. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. Thank you for listening and for getting me up to date.
Yes, sir.
As long as we came all the way down, I mean, you have to say something.
You've got it.
My name is Jack Siri, I live in North Waterboro. I've been involved for about 20 years in various ways. I have a different kind of question. After all the work that you put into, what do you think is the most significant change you've made?
Wording, just the wording of it.
Right.
Wording?
From
The biggest,
town assistant or town administrator to manager, and the selectmen going to councilman versus selectman,
So
or
just,
select person.
so the language has changed?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Yes,
There's a lot of cleanup of the language too.
Right.
and there was a lot of discrepancy in there on public hearings or dates on election. Anything to do with election now reads that you follow the state guidelines or boundaries to do with it, anything to do with the elections got to be by state law. And the dates and times that it needed to be published or ready to be voted on has changed in the last 10 years. So rather than keep changing it in the years to come, it all says that it's going to be by state law
Right.
to clean up, and then we're not doing, or the town's not doing something that's missing 5 days, or we're 3 days short, or whatever it is, time-wise, you're following the state law.
Right, like we took out all the wording for the town meeting that we used to have that was abolished, 8 years ago? We got rid of all of that and cleaned that all out because there's no need to have it in there again. Now, as far as the town manager and town council, the wording is all the same, it was already there. We just had to change the wording to fit the type of government that we had, that has been in effect for 8 years.
So you changed the language, but you didn't change the substance.
Right.
correct.
Right.
The duties
So it's
and
been a
substance
cleanup
of it
operation.
were already set 8 years ago. So this here is a way of being more truthful and transparent to the people of Waterboro. This is what we have.
The town administrator today is doing the duties
Of a town
of the
manager.
town manager, and it was written that way in the charter 10 years ago, 11 or 12 years ago. But when that charter was passed the last time, the voice of the people was not ready for a town manager or councilman. So the duties are there, the title isn't there. And in reviewing and trying to hire a town manager, nobody wanted the job as a town administrator. They wanted a big title of town manager. And I mean, there was,
That was what the duties called for, though.
yeah,
Right,
and you read it, and it was definitely town manager's position, but we were still trying to hire a town administrator.
Yeah, the biggest change was the town meeting, because we no longer had that. So all that language was in there, town meeting, so now it's municipal elections instead. And then the other, like the titles, that was just an update. We got rid of, there was still speckles of he, she, they've been changed to they. Stuff like that. But the biggest change was getting rid of the section on the town meeting versus what we do now is a referendum.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your service. I'm sure it was a long, some long nights, but thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Jack and Bridget show.
I didn't know the meeting was happening tonight until I saw someone mention it on Facebook yesterday. And I thought back to the last charter. And I thought back to the charter before that. And the last charter, the fire station was full of people sitting around tables and rows having discussions. The charter commission was up there at the front. And the first charter, which, how many years ago? If we went out 10 years, and the one before that,
20, pretty
we
close
were,
to 20 years ago.
we were at the high school in the cafeteria around tables. Willis Lord was yelling, and I was thinking, he's going to have a stroke, he's going to have a stroke. And we've been here 28 years, so we were still sort of getting engaged. And so we are here, Jack and I are here, and this is the public hearing. And there's a lot of things that are different, but when I first came here, the Charter Commission went to Lake Arrowhead. Before they had that big meeting at Massabesic, they went to Lake Arrowhead because that was the quasi-municipality within the municipality, that they figured a lot of people would come to a hearing, and a lot of us did come. And that was my first encounter with Bob Fay, when I said, no one knows about this meeting, and he snapped right back at me, well, you should come to the select board meetings. And of course, the language hadn't been cleaned up to select board at that point. And I said, I didn't deserve that. And that was the day we became good friends. And
Well, I understand.
so what I'm saying is, what can go out? Because what you just explained, I already knew, but I don't know how many people in town know that we've had basically a town council and a town manager, and that the wording has changed, but the substance has not. And I can see a lot of people imagining Biddeford or Portland or South Portland or wherever, and saying, what do you mean, what do you mean, what do you mean, and how is that going to affect our taxes? What kind of communication can you do beyond this public, a newsletter, a mailing to the town? What's really going on? Because Facebook, everybody will take it and run it in their own direction. You know, it'll be attached to this issue or that issue or the other issue.
Well,
And
if you look back through the recordings of these meetings, we've had I have been a proponent of a newsletter, some form of mailer to, at least if you send it out, what they do with it, once they receive it in the mail, it's up to them. But at least you can say, we tried.
well, something needs to happen, because what you're talking about is really important.
Right.
You know, when we went from town meeting to referendum, there was almost no explanation. I have been writing for the Reporter before that, and that was around the time with communications about the town stopped.
Right.
And not that everyone read the Reporter then, because it wasn't available, it wasn't mailed to everyone's house. But I feel passionately that people don't know, and I'm a communicator, I'm a double Gemini. If you know anything about astrology, that's about communication. And when people start rumors and people take it down their own pathways of prejudice or stereotype or whatever, it goes south.
Oh, yeah.
And my hope is, you know, I'm on my soapbox here, but how can you let people know what you were just telling? Jack asked a basic question, what's the most important thing you feel like you've done here? And people need to know that.
Right, and that we've had long discussions,
Okay, so
whole
we've
nights.
discussed them, so what are you going to do about it?
Well,
We've had long discussions on
there's
just
votes,
on
is
the
what happens.
communication, on the
Yeah,
communication.
communication, and
Yeah.
it's to do with everything.
Yeah, everything,
Not
yeah,
just this.
posting, you know, planning board meetings or select board meetings.
Yes.
Appeals.
Well,
We've
who's
had-
going to be the town communication
Yeah,
director?
you know,
Right, and that was discussed, because,
That is,
We as a town have hired 2 different people to try to do that, and they last about a week. One lasted 10 to 12 days and gone. And I mean,
Right.
Well,
I
I
don't know, I don't
story,
know
but-
that there's an
We did
answer
have
for
a
it.
discussion, we did have a long discussion about, because some of the wording in here, they're talking newspapers and of the old day, but a lot of that's gone away.
But a
You
lot
know,
of
how-
people are not digital too.
Right.
And they're living here
Yes,
in
yeah,
town.
yeah.
Right,
we
exactly, so
feel you.
there's kind of a catch-22 between all, because you do have the younger generation, and they
And
live on,
savvy older people,
Yes,
the younger generation, they live on that phone.
right.
I know I have two boys, one 31, one 28, and it's like, no, you're gonna talk to me. I'm not gonna text you to talk to me when, you know, but,
This is the problem. This is the
and,
challenge.
and we do, we have the generations, everybody has their different means of what they want for communication. We did try to clean that up in here. And according to
Yeah.
the state law, the way the state law is, they're still saying we have to put it in a newspaper.
Right.
The only newspaper we really have, according to the state, is the Portland Press Herald.
Means it has to be one that is delivered to
Right.
people's homes.
So, you know, I understand, what good does it do people in Portland? Well, who cares what's going on in Waterboro? But per state law,
All right, so I'm just gonna say, you can explain that all to me, and we're getting it into the microphone, but that's the challenge.
oh, yes.
Yes.
And I hope the word can get out, and, I mean, I put a lot of little notices that I see from the town in the various Facebook groups that I'm on, and I see your name in there all the time, too. Nice to meet you, by the way.
And
So
it is
that's-
actually mine. My name on there is from a stage name when I used to do podcasts.
Clarker?
No what?
That's somebody else. Who? No what?
No wet, W-A-T.
Okay, I'll look for you.
My stage name was No Way.
Well, I know
Everybody
you
knew
have to
me
have
as
a
No
meeting now,
Way.
and we could
So my
chat
son
all
oh,
said
night.
yeah, yeah.
I've made my point.
Yes, you did.
I think we got another fellow that wants to speak. over
Right.
there.
I don't want to cut her off. She's doing a great job here. It's the Jackie Bridges show after all, right?
Not anymore.
And Dave.
Yeah, so agreed on the, we need a monthly or at least a monthly newsletter. I think I'm going to be advocating for that. We sent one out for the Blues Festival and the concerts and hit every house, and we had 400 people show up at the first concert, so
Yeah,
it does something.
it does. I actually
right.
hung mine on the refrigerator, so I know what
Nice.
nights I can go sit on my deck and listen.
Excellent, excellent. Hope it's been good,
It has.
except this past week when it rained.
Yeah, it was a little quiet this past week.
So that's something I think we really we do need to look at, because we do hit Facebook, we do hit the website, we put it out on What's Up Waterboro, which isn't even a town site, but we put it out there because people are looking there. Most meetings are broadcast on cable TV, live streamed, they're video archived, they're on the website going back to 2011 or something. We have hundreds and hundreds of videos that you can go back as far as, since I started doing it. So there's a lot of information out there. Not that it hits everybody though, because like you said, some people don't do we had one guy sat here one day a few years back and complained that the selectmen were not being transparent about these, they held how many meetings about the budget. It was a few years back. The selectmen aren't being transparent about the budget, yada, yada. Well, we had put this on everything. It was on Facebook, it was on the website, all the video archives were there. And I mentioned all this stuff to the guy, including you can sign up for our e-newsletter, and it goes out on that. We have about over 2,000 subscribers on Facebook, but,
Yeah,
how many people showed up? Not 2,000. So, I mean, what can you say? I mean, we could do the newsletter, and I think that will help. So it's just something we've got to do,
I
but
think that's beyond the scope of the charter.
it is, but
Yeah.
I just, I did mention that to this fella, and
Yeah.
he kind of looked at me and said, well, I don't look at the website. And I'm like, well, I'll just give you like 12 things, but okay, you don't look at the website.
I mean, I took my dog for a walk one night, and the guy out of the blue stopped and commented on, pretty little dog and this and that, and I had to tell him, well, I gotta go because I have to go to a commission review, the charter review. We have a town charter? And it's like, huh? You know, you don't even realize that that's, well, what is a town? So I had to really quick explain, it's the bylaws that the government runs by.
Right, right,
It's like our constitution.
yeah, yeah.
Huh, where do I find that? Waterboro.net.
Google,
Yeah,
Google.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
interested in the town government and Waterboro.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go.
And it, right.
All right.
But, and that's why I have advocated for a newsletter, simple, I know it's money.
And that's what you're bringing
But-
up, Dave, is that
but-
your
Right.
point?
Yeah, we need it, yep, so that is gonna be strongly advocated for, and I think we'll just make it happen, you know, one way or the other. So, going through this, everybody's kind of gone through it, and only found, I think Dwayne has the couple of typos, and the only thing that really stood out aside from that was in section 304, on page 11, and it's item B, and that's where the, and this is no reflection on our current town clerk, by the way, so just, the town clerk is put into this spot where you have the town manager, the assessor, you know, contracted positions. Our town clerk, this is the fourth town clerk I've worked with since I've been here, and the town clerk has always been one of the clerks, a group of clerks out there, right? You have the motor vehicle agent, the tax collector, the town clerk, and now we have a customer service person as well. But those three have always been here until this current year. And the reason they're all kind of on the same plane is because they don't have full-time town clerk work, full-time motor vehicle, full-time tax work, but they have enough to keep them busy. But then when they're not busy, they're serving the public in every capacity. They all three of them, well, now all four of them will do tax payments, motor vehicle registrations, you know, marriage licenses, you name it, I mean, whatever. So they all serve the public.
Right.
And that's been, I mean, we may be different than other bigger towns that are often brought up, but we're not a bigger town, you know, we're not a city.
Right.
And we need to have this interchangeability between clerks, especially when, you know, somebody's out. And now what do you gotta wait for what you needed because this one person is out and they're the only one that can do it? So it's kind of an all or nothing in there. So I mean, it's kind of like either the town clerk isn't in that line or everybody's in that line, you know? It just makes a lot more sense because they're all doing the same jobs with some specialties individually, right? That's the only thing I have to say about that part. But otherwise, we appreciate you guys
Is it-
volunteering your time to do this.
Help me out, but we're going, if we take it out, where do we put it?
Then we go back under town manager.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought it was already under
I thought
town
it was too, so, okay. We can take it,
Yeah, we had
that's
to
not
take
a,
that up, because
yeah.
that's, I thought it was under the town
Yeah.
manager also.
it was, I thought. but-
Yeah, it was
okay.
when, the original, and then it was removed, and
Right.
Yep.
Doesn't make sense.
No,
No, not at all.
thank you.
That's it for me, thanks.
it was under 402.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Okay. It just needs to be put in there.
Is it okay if I make a comment or ask a
Yes.
question?
Yes, go ahead.
That's Chris.
I actually need like a couple minutes because I'm at work and I have to take something out of the oven. So, but I'm here and I just need like 2 minutes.
Yep. Yes, continue.
A work oven? That sounds fun.
I hope it's something good. Are you sharing?
I hope she works in a restaurant.
Camera to see through? Is that the camera that the person
Let's
is
see,
seeing
what's she,
through?
see right now is the table
Okay.
and the podium.
Okay. I was just figuring face or to
She has her video off.
I don't know where she is. Oh, that's.
She has her video off.
But she can still see us even though we can't see her.
Yes.
So I wanted to tell her if I was on camera. Should I show her the back of my head? You know?
Only if Dave points the camera.
That's why I liked radio.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
You literally do have a page.
Yes, she does have stuff in the oven, obviously.
I hope it's good.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So the comment that I have is about the committees in the charter that are being considered to be removed. So I understand the ones that are relevant now, like the roads committee. I think my biggest concern and issue is with the conservation committee, which I had no idea we even had, which I think kind of goes back to the issue of communication, really. And then when I was emailing questions, they were saying like, well, there aren't even enough members to have a meeting. And then I was, well, I would like to join, so I put in an application, and I know at least someone else put in an application so that there would be enough members. But I think that with these committees, or, you know, if people knew about them, they would, you know, be like us and be like, oh yeah, I want to contribute to that. In a comment about the importance of the Conservation Committee, I think, you know, Waterboro is a recreation town where we have a lake, you know, that brings in a lot of tourists, a lot of people fish on it, boating, hiking, everything, you know, hunting. So I feel like, you know, it's important to have a committee that is keeping track of the health of the environment that we are all taking part in through consuming food that we hunt, consuming fish that we fish for, you know, as well as being able to exist in outdoor spaces that are, you know, going to be that are going to be preserved as wild spaces for us to use in the future. But so yeah, I guess the comment is that maybe before the committees are removed, at least ones that need members, if there is some way to put out a call or like a last call or something to see if other people want to join. And then, yeah, also, I feel like, you know, Maine is such a beautiful place, and Waterboro is especially, and I think it's an important committee to have.
Right.
That's
Sorry, I'm wearing
something
an apron.
They're not-
That's something that if there's members enough to have the committee, it's not gonna be something that is taken away. But if you've only got one member on a committee, you gotta have three at least to hold a committee member or committee meeting, so, as long as there's members enough, none of these committees are gonna go away. It's going to be, up to the councilman or the selectmen, the select board, to, oversee if there's a need for these committees. And if somebody comes in and would like to have a committee, it isn't gotta be conservation, it could be the best of the water or any type of a committee. These committees can be created, but by taking most of these committees out that aren't governed by the state of Maine, then we, as a town, can create or do away with them.
Right, so
It's
they're
not
not
gonna be in the
going
charter, so
away.
we can create a committee
Yeah.
without any,
They're just being removed from the charter.
they're just being removed from the charter and given to the duties of the councilman and the town manager.
There you go.
Right, because,
Okay,
yeah, so they're not going away. The only ones that we kept in here were the ones that were state law, that the town must have. Your zoning board of appeals, your planning board, I think what was the other, board of review? All of
Assessment
these,
board review.
these boards and committees, these are the ones that state law states that every municipality must have. So we did remove all the rest, it's just the wording's going out, doesn't mean that the committee's going out. If the council deems that there is, like Dwayne had just mentioned, if they deem that there is a need for it, they have the right to enact and create that committee. But if there's one that there's no need of it, then they can take it out without having to deal with the charter. We're just making it easier for them to deal with it without having to use the charter to do so. Because if it's in the charter, we have to have one. If there's no use for it, but we'd have to have it anyway, because it's in the charter. We're just taking that need out and leaving it in the hands of the town council. Doesn't mean, like the Conservation Committee, doesn't mean it's going away, it's just not gonna be stated in the charter.
yeah, I understand, that
Okay.
makes sense. I think the question is like, then like, who decides that something is needed or not? I mean, we're all different, we all have different ideas of what is like the most important thing, or what is very important that we should have or shouldn't have, and so I know it's like, is it easier to lose these things that are very important to members if they're not in the charter?
You can
If
answer.
it's just like at the,
We have a member of the audience who'd like to.
Can you see me, Kristen?
hi, yes,
Okay, I'm Bridget. I think if
Hi.
you know, that camera.
Yep, yep.
No, that camera. Okay,
And I'll zoom in on it.
I feel like I'm on Saturday Night Live all of a sudden. It still is going to be listed on the website. So when you go to the website of the town of Waterboro and it lists boards and committees, all those committees will still be on the website just as they are now. And if anybody wants to apply, it's available. The difference is the charter, which very few people, unless they're involved with the town or have some problem and they want to find out if it's a charter, go to. It's the legal document that is like the skeleton of the town infrastructure. But the website is where the communication with townspeople goes if you want to be on the Conservation Commission, the Garden Committee, any of those other groups. They all stay there, so it's just as available. I don't know if that helps.
yeah, no, I understand that,
Don't forget your
Yeah, I guess-
cookies.
sorry.
Don't forget your cookies.
It's bread. Sorry, it's loud in here, so I'm having trouble hearing you. I think, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I guess I'm just concerned about, we've seen a lot of development in the town in the last few years. And, I think a lot of folks are concerned about it. Maybe they don't make comments, but I mean, they do it, it's like under constant arguments on Facebook, and I think that my concern is that if it's not something that is like enshrined in the, Waterboro's constitution, the charter, like, is it just going to be kind of a slippery slope for us to have less power if it's something that isn't like we need to have this in
No,
there?
that's not gonna be it. And I think Dwayne could say if I'm right or wrong on this. I think if any of the citizens of Waterboro felt a need for a certain committee for a certain subject or project or something, pretty sure they could come here on a Tuesday night when the council meets and ask them about it and present their case to them for the need of a certain committee. And it would be up to them, to the town council, if they want to further look into it or not. You know, I'm pretty sure that
Yeah,
that can still happen.
yeah, I mean, I'm at work on a Tuesday, and, you
Yeah.
know, so it's like, not super easy to comment to show up.
Or even if you submitted a letter
Right.
to them, or, you know, the town clerk, or somebody here within the town hall.
Well, and.
Not all these meetings are on Tuesday night, though.
Right. And the selectmen are available. They do have
Right.
hours in the town office.
And email addresses.
And
Yeah.
they have email addresses, but the charter addresses the power of the board or the town council to create those as needed. And so like Dave said, any citizen of the town, any resident of the town has the right to be able to contact it's currently selectman, but we're looking at counselor, and, you know, bring those issues up. So, I mean, that's what the charter says, and so you have that capacity to do that.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
I applied to one.
I am the liaison of the Conservation Committee.
Okay.
I've never been to a meeting because we've never had members enough in my time period here as a selectman. I've never been to a conservation meeting because they've never had members enough to hold a meeting. And I'm going back,
Yeah, I mean-
I'm going back 10 years at least.
Well, I guess, you know, I think that kind of goes back to having, you know, communication with I mean, people in town just don't seem like they know about it. I certainly didn't know about it. And, you know, I think there are a lot of people that are interested in getting involved, but, you know, maybe they just need to have a better understanding of what committees are available to join. And I don't know what that looks like exactly, you know.
The thing to do is come in and talk to Matt on most any of that. Matt is the town administrator or manager, so. But he'll get you any paperwork that you want to get on any committee or whatever you want as far as being volunteering. All you gotta do is step into this office and somebody's gonna help you, so,
Yeah, I've been doing all that stuff through online,
yeah.
submitting forms and everything, but yeah, I'm sorry I'm so sweaty. It's really hot in here.
No, that's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all
It's
right.
like 95 degrees in here.
Have you got anything else that you wanna bring before the public hearing?
No, thank you.
Can I just make a comment to that too? This will be a good subject in our first newsletter that goes out.
Yeah?
You know, a couple of committee highlights with their mission statement and whatnot. Just do that every time,
Yeah?
Right,
you know.
right.
So.
Well, okay. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
I'll make a motion that this public hearing be closed. 7:05.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, we thank you very much for participating, and now I guess we got some,
That's such a boring time.
now I guess we got some more work to do.
Well, thank you for all you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for coming down.
It was so much more fun than if nobody was here.
That's right.
So are you continuing on with the meeting, or is this the end of the end?
This is the
No.
end of the public.
Okay,
Yeah, the end of just the
Right.
public. We need a few things we're gonna have to go
all
over
right, perfect.
and discuss.
Didn't want to cut you off too soon.
Good night, folks.
Thank
night.
you, you as well.
Thank you.
I know that we're pretty much under the gun, because this has got to go to the select board next week, correct?
Right.
So they have time they have to hold a public hearing. And then we got to get it finalized for the ballot
For the ballot,
by
yeah.
September 6th. So I know Marina was very adamant about the town clerk position. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. And Dave made some very valid points about the town clerk of everybody. It's either everybody or nobody. And I can see that point.
I'd make a motion to put that back where it was.
Do I have a second?
Where was it?
7,
Under town administrator.
town administrator.
It was under 307, I think it was, 307 or
4, it's in,
304, paragraph B.
yeah,
Right, and
but
we're moving-
it's
you wanna
gonna
move that
go
to
to
402.
Article 4.
And you want to move it back to section 402,
And it's
under the town manager.
CB, it's under B.
Well,
For hired to eliminated should follow.
where do we want to move it to? For
So you're giving the town
Back to where it was,
administrator
right here.
back
See, it
the
used to
town
be right
clerk
here.
duties?
And we
Shall be
removed it out of
responsible
here.
for hiring
and
but
put
not
the
limited to
power to
the
town
fire
council.
chief, the code office, the parks and rec,
So,
public
he made
works,
the motion
town
to move it
planner,
back to where
town
it
clerk,
was.
and library.
So that,
But I
Responsible
thought
for
they
hiring.
did that.
Yeah.
The reason I thought,
But it's not struck out, so it wasn't removed from there.
the reason I thought they did that, I lost my train of
well,
thought.
what it was, so Marina had brought up the point of when you change the town manager, that he could come right in and he would have the right to fire all the employees. And
He
then
has
put
now.
his own employees in.
Right, I get that.
But he's still accountable to the council.
Right,
So-
Right.
I thought the other reason that it was moved was because at this point, the town administrator is doing some town clerk duties. There are
There's some things
responsi-
that he does that she
Right.
can't,
Right.
that
can't
she
do,
should
but
be
there are
able to,
some
do,
that
but
Thought
she can't
that the
because.
idea of moving forward for the change was because the town manager will no longer be doing duties of the town clerk. And the town clerk needs to be separated out. So I thought that
What-
that's why we were bringing it, up
Exactly.
more parenthesized. I thought
But
that's kind of how
That,
Marina was
that's
looking at it.
losing the
Dave
window.
can answer that.
It's a separate issue because the town manager or town administrator currently is the tax collector, the treasurer, the town clerk. Calling these guys all deputies is what needed to be removed.
Right.
And that's the only change that needed to happen. So the town administrator is not the town clerk. He's the town administrator, right? The town clerk is the town clerk. Tax collector is the tax collector. Town administrator is not the
Let me
tax
just
collector.
ask a question.
Sure.
So the question, let's say this, I know this isn't in our town, but let's say it was an elected position like some of them are in some other towns. It would be a totally separate kind of thing, right? So it wouldn't fall under all of the other clerks
Right, nobody
that
would
are
have
here.
authority, it would fall under elected
Right.
officials.
Right.
They would call municipal officers.
Right, right.
But this town doesn't have that. They are hired by, well, right now, the town manager or town administrator. But like Nadine had said, anything that he does for hiring or firing is still under the scrutiny of the town council. He can't just, that was something that I did overlook, that he can't just up and fire somebody without first taking it up with the council and fair hearings, and this is why, well, it's a court case.
Such
So there
hiring
are
shall
checks and
be,
balances there that he wouldn't be able to just do it.
I guess in my mind, I'm having a hard time, because I'm kind of
He's always
hearing
at the back.
Marina, how Marina was talking about it to
Right.
us. And for me, to move it, to change it, and I understand, Dave, what you're saying, I get it, I truly do. I didn't come from municipal, but I came from school district, and we have the same sort of outlays and the same sort of state statutes, okay? So I kind of get where you're coming from, and right now it feels like everybody has to pitch in because there's nobody else to do it, and there's a ton more work to do. So lines are blurred. I get that, okay? I totally get that, because people are stepping up to do things that have to be done in order to keep the work going.
Yep. They're hired as such.
And they're hired as such.
Yeah.
So I guess where I'm trying to wrap my head around is job descriptions. Because there's gonna be a job description for a town clerk. And I assume there's one for a tax assessor, and there's a job description for this, that, and the other thing. So where I'm having an issue with kind of, I know how it works, but how it actually looks in job descriptions or policy, I'm a little concerned that
The checks and
Well,
balances would disappear.
and I'm on the other end of it, because when I passed these books out, that was one of the biggest comments.
with the
You're
town
not,
clerk.
yeah, the town clerk is still going to be under the town manager. And if so, I'm all for the charter, and they hadn't even read it. And that was 3 different local people that's been here for a lifetime. But, and then I come in tonight and got this book handed, well, they wanted to go over it, they called, and wanted to go over some of the changes. But most of it's clerical, other than the town clerk. So it is quite a concern of residents even.
But the council has control over the town clerk instead of the manager. Well, we have the motion. Did we get,
Yep.
who seconded?
I don't think anybody seconded yet.
what was the motion again?
To move the town clerk back to powers under the town manager, where it was under 402.
Powers and duties. Under section B?
B, yes. Because we took out A completely.
Yes, A's correct.
Right,
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
that,
It's
yes,
actually, no, it is under B
it is.
today, but it would be under A, because
Right.
We took out, yes.
A is gone and B has become A.
Yeah.
And all them letters have just been.
Right, so it would just move down to the new A,
New A, yeah.
Shall be responsible for
same
hiring
as the old A.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not, I was gonna say, it's same as the old A.
Can I ask you one more thing?
Sure.
The title doesn't actually even move, because under that section it would be moved to, it's the town staff covers everybody, right? Because you have department heads listed, some of them, and then you have town staff listed. There's no individual town staff, there's not like tax collector listed, there's not motor vehicle agent listed, nobody else,
Yep.
just department heads.
Right.
And it said, and others, maybe other department heads, but then at the very end, it says town staff. And just falls right under town staff.
So it would be just to remove out of the first
Right.
304, paragraph B, to remove that.
Well, okay,
So
so we
as-
would have to move it out of
Yeah, move it out of
304.
Mr. Lowell,
304, paragraph B.
Well, that's just removal. You'd have to remove it out of 304A.
A. It's not in
304A.
No, it's not in there, because I think
Yeah, it's not in 304A.
it's
No,
not
it's
in
not.
304A.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the only place that it's mentioned is
The removal on
in
304B.
B.
Yeah, remove for cause, and then town clerk is listed in B.
And then Dave made a valid point there of,
My comment from what I got here tonight, they had written on it, should not be here, not right category. And
you could always, this is something you could take up in the selectmen's public hearing.
no, I think we want to change it
Right,
tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And send it,
yeah.
but I mean.
I just mentioned it,
Yeah,
if
it
she
can
wanted
be.
to bring it up to
Yeah.
the full select
Yeah.
board, then,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand, this position is just town staff. It's not elected,
And it doesn't
And,
change her duties
And
as town clerk.
I'll say this. One of our administrators kept part of his crew, the other part left, and when he got done, he had almost all of his relatives here. And it does happen.
Oh, yeah.
Not that he fired anybody, but
help them out the door.
absolutely, yep.
Right.
Am I correct, Dave? I mean, to a point,
We all saw it,
To a point.
Dwayne, I know I did. I know I saw it.
not that the help was
No.
bad by any means, but it was
Right.
very obvious.
So, we have a motion to remove that from 304, paragraph B. Do I have a second?
And move to 40.
Are we doing
No,
both
we don't
items
need to.
No,
separately,
they do,
or?
because it's town,
Oh,
that
under town
position
staff.
is town
Okay.
staff.
Right, it's covered already.
It's covered
Sorry,
already.
sorry.
No, that's all fine, that's okay.
So no, all we gotta do is remove it.
Right,
Yeah.
And you wanna just let that fall under town staff?
Yeah.
correct.
Now, before you do a second, I just wanna make sure. Okay, take it out of that one, and then, where does it show, B? Lost my pages.
So, okay, just one other question. So, B only addresses not the hiring of, but the
Nope.
removal of.
It's just the
Dismissal.
removal, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay, wait a minute. All right, so, and then, as Dave pointed out, I'm a little confused. If you read the current 402B, and Dave said, Mr. Lowell said, that it was covered under the wording town staff at the end of that paragraph, but if you read that last sentence, The manager shall serve as a liaison between the council and the personnel, act as personal director for the town, and evaluate and direct the town's staff. That's not hiring and firing. If you want the town manager to do hiring and firing, the hiring of the town clerk, do we need to put it in with fire chief, code enforcement, parks and rec?
Well, those are department heads.
Yeah.
The town clerk is not a department head.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
no, I
understand
know.
what we're trying to do
Right,
here.
yeah.
It's the
I'm
assistant.
just saying, those are department heads. Town clerk falls under town staff.
Everybody.
I'm gonna step out and make a phone call, so I got some help in the morning, but I'll be right back.
Okay,
Would not the duties of personnel director include hiring and firing anyway?
Right,
right, it does.
it does. All right, so we don't, all right, I'm just trying to make sure we don't have to add it back in if we take it out, but
No, I don't think we do.
I don't
It's
think,
pretty
yeah,
clear.
I think it's clear, yeah.
Yep.
I'm just trying to get it straight in my head, that's all.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
But before we can move on, we gotta have a second and then we can vote when it comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, we discussed it before the second.
Yes, we did.
But we won't tell anybody.
You can watch it on video.
My lips are sealed.
Yeah, you can watch it on video.
Yeah, now you know why my podcast was listened to 13 countries, about
Is that right?
5,000, 6,000 people live a week when I was doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. It was really bad when somebody from northern England would call in to chat with me, and they have that strong British drawl, and it's like, wow. But yeah, I used to have quite the time.
And you gotta hope you have a good connection, some good data feed there.
Oh, I did. I had my son build me, looks about like what you're sitting under.
Yeah,
I got 3 big screens here and another one over here, and about $4,000 worth of CPU to run the thing.
No, well, that'll do it.
Yeah. Okay, so, we waiting for him to come back in?
Yeah, we have to. Or we should.
Because intermission.
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 You got it. Mr. Lowell, is there any, is this a communications thing? Is there a buzz on that? And newsletters and whatnot?
I think it'll be helpful.
Well, I know it will be helpful, I just didn't know if it's this,
The only real buzz
is
is
it catching fire, or,
When-
are people
Well-
asking for it, or?
We'll find out. Because the only time we ever hear about it is, like 1 or 2 people every few months will come in and say, I didn't know this, or I didn't know that. It's probably enough. It's probably enough, if you get a half a dozen people a year, it's probably enough to send it out
Yeah,
and just try.
they
Yeah.
try.
We try for a year, try for 2 years, whatever,
Right,
and
right.
see if it makes a difference.
I mean,
It's
I
worth a
can
try.
see, I can see their side of it,
Mm-hmm.
but my question to them is, how proactive are you?
Right.
I
would
mean, the
think it-
town can do 6 ways to Sunday on advertising, and if an individual doesn't look for it, they're not going to find it anywhere.
Right?
No.
Right. That's absolutely true. If you're interested, you would think you would kind of look
Right.
and search it out and see what's going on.
I mean, the simple question of, I didn't know we had all those committees.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the website? I mean, look at the index, boards and committees.
I get
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
All right, you can, but I mean.
You know, and here's what I'll say.
Okay.
So, I went to work for a school district. I got in there and, you know, it wasn't until I was in there that I learned all of the things, all of the areas you could find information, what kind of information was available, you know, what it was about, all of the answers that you wanted, until I got in there and actually worked in there
Right.
to understand
Right.
it. It's easy to say when you're working in an area, and I've probably said it a bazillion times myself,
Yeah.
it's on the website. It's anywhere you look. We have a Facebook page, it's there. You know, we put out a flyer, we, you know, do all that. It's easy to say that when you're in it and you know all of those things that are there.
Right.
It's not so easy when you're, you know, a parent trying to navigate and find where those places are. You know,
Right.
we
And like I said,
say it is,
right from the beginning.
but it
right?
isn't.
Oh,
I can
right.
understand it, but she
I think-
found the application online.
At some point, that's how we all got on
Right.
various committees. So
Right.
as we said, you know, I can remember
There's-
sitting at home saying, I'd like to serve on a committee, what committees have availability, what's out there, how do I find out? I went to the website and looked.
Right.
There's more to that story than what come out tonight.
Yeah, well, we don't
And in
need,
due time, you
Yeah.
can know, or I'll tell you,
Yeah,
but, it's,
right now, we have a
Well,
motion, right now, we have a motion.
Yeah, we're still waiting
Okay.
for a second on the
Yeah,
motion.
let's finish this. So do I have a second on Dwayne's
Oh, you gotta set
motion?
the table so I can get all your hands at the same time.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
My back bothers.
Well, just stand up over here,
Okay.
Hey,
just so we can do
We
this.
do get people that call in, you know, pretty often that want to know, how do I find something on the site? And they'll just walk them through it. We'll go to here, go to here, and go to there.
Right.
You know, and some people are like, there's way too much stuff, and then other people are like, oh my God, you have an encyclopedia, not a pocket dictionary. I love it, you know. So it's a mixed bag, you know, about, we have
Okay, can you remind me of Wayne's
10,000
motion?
buttons. Huh?
Is just to remove town clerk
Yes,
from.
the motion on the floor is to remove town clerk from 304, paragraph B.
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second it.
Okay, thank
You gotta
you.
vote for it.
All right, so all in favor?
Kind of a halfway there. but-
I have one, I know.
I'm only going on the townspeople. I mean,
That's fine.
How I voted was for the townspeople because,
That's, yeah,
Well,
and-
that's
and that's
it.
what you're
I
supposed
mean,
to
That's what we're here for.
Well,
that's what we're here for.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I know, I mean, I agree with Haiti. I feel bad where the town clerk is on this committee or this commission. And, you know, I don't want her to feel like we just stabbed her in the back or something either, so,
Item,
you know.
We voted on a position.
Right,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and,
Right.
but
Yeah,
And
that's,
simply just
I'm
removing,
only talking about it as a position.
Right,
Right.
But
yes,
I
I
absolutely am
understand.
talking about it as a position. So someday we may have to amend this,
Probably.
if the position
And-
changes.
and
okay, we have one other, what was it?
okay, now,
Real quick.
item 3, councilors, shouldn't that say council?
Item 3, which.
Right on the very bottom says Selectmen Council Annual Town Meeting. Section
Article,
301.
Yeah, Article 3, the first paragraph.
town council, it's,
There's an S on the end of it, that's all that, it's a clerical or a computer, and there's one more.
301.
Well, you're not having an election for the council. You're electing a counselor or counselors. Because the whole council doesn't go to.
Right.
Right.
Right,
Correct?
correct.
So I think what they're doing, it was selectmen, the regular election of the selectmen.
That should have had an S on it, though.
Well, no, it's just,
selectmen is-
the red
Selectman,
line,
yeah,
the red
okay.
line
Men
didn't,
is plural
Selectman,
for
yeah,
that word.
okay.
it's gone, the red
Yeah.
line just didn't, that was missed. That's
Okay.
just a typo, so
Mhm.
that will disappear.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're all set
and
on
they
that.
said typo now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Yes.
got one more that they found somewhere here that was just, give me a minute.
No, you can do that.
That one we took care of. The other one I straightened out, so the other one is all right.
Okay.
The question is, town manager must reside in the town within a year unless the selectmen or councilmen vote majority, and that was a question of the town manager not living in town. And
Eventually, they have to.
it's been taken care of.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Gary's was taken care of too.
Yeah.
Close enough so that they didn't,
But it gives the
it gives the town council
the,
authority
opportunity to
yeah.
waive it.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
And we had one that we reviewed, and I'm going on to something that we don't need to go, but, he was over in Milton, New Hampshire, and there was some guidelines to whether he couldn't do it because he was out of state, but we felt that 30 miles was too far for, he needed to
On a
move
daily
to, he needed
basis,
to
yeah.
move to Waterboro, and that was the breaking point, because we'd have hired him if he'd have said, give me 6 months and I'll find a rent or whatever, but he didn't want to move, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always been there, so that's all set. That all you had, Dwayne? 'Cause I
I
know-
believe so.
All right, the only other thing I think we should look at is, what is that? 607, the mission statement.
Yeah, I'm already there.
Right, I
We
mean,
do
you
have,
know,
it was brought up, so, yes.
right. I mean, my opinion is, yeah, I don't see where the town council or the manager, I mean, they can tell a committee what their duties will be and what is expected of them, but the actual mission statement has to come from the committee members themselves.
But it has to be voted on by the councilman.
Right, but let
Yeah.
them make it up, and then if
Yeah.
you guys want to review it and
That's
Matt-
the way it is being done now.
Yeah, it's
Right.
being done that
So-
way. Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
what wording do you think would any of you, I mean, in conjunction with?
I would prefer to see it, that it's a collaborative work. That I don't
Yeah.
think I would prefer it, because mission statement for me is, so, the town or organization has a mission statement. You have a comprehensive plan.
Right.
You have a mission statement coming out of that comprehensive plan.
Right.
So that's a way of managing, right?
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
what a mission statement does.
Right.
So you want to make sure that the mission statements that a board or committee comes up with, that is in line with the mission statement of the town.
Right,
Well, and
right.
that's
So-
why,
That's why they
it's
have to
written that
review
way.
it.
Right, so,
Exactly,
so
and I
I
can
get
tell you
this.
committees that hasn't happened with, that I've been on a committee where I joined the committee under reading the town's mission statement, and then after I joined the committee, the people on the committee saw it differently and rewrote the mission statement.
And never got it approved by the selectmen.
Right, and you,
Right. So.
You're talking the safety committee.
So I'm fine with if it's collaborative, but I want to make sure that the town council has a final say.
No, I agree with
And
that.
I think it's the structure that they give to the volunteers on the committee to do what they have to do.
Right.
It's your structure for
Now,
what you do.
and I'll throw this out, just, if the committee doesn't come up with a mission statement, I'm wondering if this was put in there
Yeah,
for that reason,
Yeah.
that it's up to the town administrator or manager,
To create.
or the councilman
To
to
create.
create one if they haven't got one that has been created by the committee. And I mean, it's not spelled out that way, but I'm wondering if that was to clean up the act
Maybe.
10 years
Right,
ago.
because
And it might
I
have
know
been
when-
20 years ago.
I
so-
mean,
When I
figure
joined the-
mission statements
Yeah.
only started coming out
when I
in
joined the
last
2020
Yeah.
Comprehensive Planning
15
And
Committee,
it probably was put in that way
right. when
20
I-
years ago, and it just never got looked at 10 years ago. and,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, because when I joined the Comprehensive Planning Committee, we didn't create a mission statement because there's already a mission statement controlling exactly what that committee is for.
Yeah.
Period, done. We
That's
can't
through
touch
the
it.
state,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
So, I mean, whatever, make a motion of what you feel the best wording would be here is best, and we can move forward.
and I agree with Hetty. It still has to follow the town. You can't
Right.
have a committee come up with a mission statement that goes against the comprehensive plan, against,
Well,
you know, the
just-
town mission statement.
It's what they're intended for, their intended purpose.
Right, so in conjunction.
I don't mind, as long as we can word it so that they have input.
Yeah,
And I would rather say that. I would rather not say in conjunction.
No, I wouldn't either.
You know, I would prefer it to leave it as is with a statement of, you know, with the input of committee board members.
it should be prepared by the town manager in collaboration with the committees, with committee members, and approved by the by the town council.
Eh,
Well, I think what
I think collaboration
she was
is the
saying
wrong word.
is, the statement of shall be prepared by.
Yeah.
That means that the town manager is gonna sit down and prepare a mission statement. That's how that wording is.
Okay.
And then it would have to go to the committee
How about
members.
town manager and chair of the committee? I mean, the chair is gonna bring this stuff to the town manager from his committee, so, or her
Right.
committee. So if you just added, town manager and chair of committee,
And committee
that's
chairs.
bringing committee chairs, that brings everything in from the committee.
Any suggestion?
I'm just looking for an easy way
No,
out.
I know, it's just,
You know.
you know, it's like trying to, yes, the mission state's gonna be prepared by the manager and the council, with any
With the help-
consideration or
With the
input.
help of the chair of the committee.
The committee
Prepared by the
itself.
town manager with input from committee chairs.
Something, like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And
As long
approved
as
by
they
the
can-
town
yeah.
council.
Make it a motion. Somebody,
Because your back hurts.
yeah, apologize today.
No worries, don't apologize,
There's no weather coming, but I unloaded too much today.
yeah.
Okay, so how about mission statements for each board committee shall be prepared by the town manager with input from each board committee chair and approved by town council.
I like it.
So moved?
I'll second it.
All in favor? We got her.
Okay, I got one more change. 1102.
11:02, okay.
The clerk of the Superior, and there should be a J instead of a U there. Judicial and Superior Courts. There's a U in there. I guess they've already changed it.
Yeah, they
maybe,
already changed it.
but
Yeah,
I'm going over what the girls in the office had given me, so.
Yeah, no, it's already changed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see that after
that's all right.
I found the,
Actually, it's struck out again,
Yeah.
so it was in
Yeah.
there as a change, they struck it out again, so no, it,
just make, they
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure that we know it.
that it was
Yeah.
judicial.
Yeah,
It's J-U.
yeah,
Yes, okay, we got that.
yeah.
Okay.
With the changes, I would recommend this go to the selectmen.
You want to pass this off?
I would second that.
Okay, all in favor? So this will go,
This will go to Nancy so that she can type it and, or change the changes and send it Tuesday night to the selectmen.
yep.
I think we're gonna meet Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's next.
Yeah, yeah, the 20th.
Good night.
Yeah.
The 20th?
Yeah.
Summer is just.
Gone, gone.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, you wanna see a bird, go up and just sit beside of my tractors or balers. There's a hawk up there, and he's tan colored with black feathers. And I've got him pretty clear. I think if I took some meat up, he would come up and sit on the tractor. But he's been in that field ever since I started mowing, and he's just working the ground up there. It don't matter where where I am, he's fairly close to that tractor, within 40 or 50 feet. But what a beautiful bird. Yeah.
I had a 2-year-old bald eagle
Did we adjourn?
sitting in
No,
the
we haven't
tree.
adjourned
I'll
yet.
make a motion to adjourn at 7:44.
Four.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Now we can
All right.
talk.